all of the train tickets are sold out. We made it back last night super late. I think it was like 1 or 2 a.m. But yesterday was wild. I'm sorry I didn't really give that many updates, but yesterday was just a lot of sitting. So basically, yesterday we went to the train station early in the morning and we found out all of the train tickets from Daegu to Seoul were completely sold out. And we didn't think it was going to be sold out because on the way there, the train was like empty. But apparently a lot of people, they'll go to Daegu and then like Sunday, they'll go back to Seoul, you know, for work. Because a lot of people work in Seoul. But we didn't realize that. So we go to the train station, they're completely sold out. So then John, he used to be part of the military and he used to have an international driver's license. And he was pretty sure it wasn't expired yet. So he ended up calling like a few different places and they told him how to like check for his driver's license. So he checked for his driver's license and his international driver's license ended up being expired. So then he went on the site to see if he could renew it. And it seemed really simple, like he could just renew it, but it actually takes like a week or so. So that didn't work out. And then he was asking all of his friends, because he has a few friends that live here, but most people don't own a car here because it's just very expensive to own a car. And then his one friend that did have a car, it was way too big of an ask because they had work the next day and then it would have just been crazy. So that didn't work out. So we were like basically stranded at the train station. But luckily they ended up adding an extra cart to the train line because there's so many people there. And we got a ticket, but that ticket was not until 10 p.m. and it's about a 2.5 train ride. And then this is where the story actually really gets crazy. So the only ticket available was for 10 p.m. So we ended up spending the whole day yesterday at the train station. There was a mall connected to the train station, but it was a luxury mall, so we didn't buy anything. It was like Louis Vuitton, Celine, Tilbury, like all these like really high-end stuff, like thousands of dollars. So we ended up like window shopping, just looking, because we had to waste like 8 hours. We basically spent all day at the train station. We had lunch there, we had dinner there. It had actually really good food. It was like restaurant quality food at the train station. I posted a photo of it. But we end up going on the train and we make it to Seoul at, I think by the time we actually got off the train and in front of the train station, it was 1 a.m., pretty much 1 a.m. And at 1 a.m., all of the subways are closed and the bus was on its last run, but the bus was completely full. So we had to take a taxi and it was crazy. There were so many taxis there, so many people, but everybody was actually very organized. It must happen a lot because literally everybody just kind of gathered into a line to wait for the taxis. Like a whole long line formed while all the taxis are coming. So people keep like going into taxis. There's a few people that just plainly skip the line. But I have to say all the people that skipped the line were primarily like foreign people. Everybody who looked to be Korean just kind of went in this line and here's all the taxis. And John said like that's like the ethical thing to do. Like that's the proper thing. When it gets super busy, you're supposed to just go into the line and wait for your turn. Some people did skip, but we waited in the line. But there's also these guys who would go up and down the line and be like, I have a taxi available, and try to get people. But those people are actually scammers. So if you ever travel to Seoul, be super careful. If you're waiting in that line and somebody comes up to you offering you a car, they are a scammer. And John knew that, but right around it was getting close. It was getting close to 2 a.m. So John was like, let me at least try to talk to these people. Because the guys that go up and down, they're not actually part of the city taxi service. They use their private cars and they say I'll drive you here for this much money. So it's not necessarily allowed, but the police don't do anything about it, and they go up and down the line of people waiting. So John ends up talking to the guy, and the guy was 70,000 won. So that's $60. So it was a lot of money. So John was like, no way, we're not gonna pay that. And then 15 minutes goes by, and then the guy, he ends up coming back to John, and he's like, okay, 55. And John's like, no way. And John ends up talking him down to 40,000 won, which would be right around 35 US dollars. Keep in mind, we just need a 10-minute taxi ride, so it's really not bad, but we do have a lot of people. Last time we were driven to Seoul Station, we needed 3 taxi cars, so it was about $30 on the way there. So $40 wasn't that bad to be able to leave faster, because keep in mind, at this point, there's still 100 people in front of us. There's so many people. There's probably it felt 300 people there. Seoul is a very, very crowded city. There's so many people, and there's tons of people in this line. So John was like, okay, for 40, that's not bad. Ended up loading all of our luggage and squeezing into this guy's minivan, which I don't recommend doing, because the people that walk up and down the line, they're not official taxi people, but we were so tired. And John, he was part of the military, and he's like, they're not going to do anything bad to you. They're just going to rip you off. That's the only thing. So John was like, we'll just do it. We're only losing $10. It'd only be a $10 difference. So it really wasn't that bad of a deal. But we loaded all of our own luggage, and then halfway through the taxi ride, he tries saying John takes out the 40,000 won, and the guy's like, no, we agreed on 60,000. And John's like, no, you said 40. So the guy was trying to scam us, because we agreed upon 40. We went into the cab, and then halfway through the cab ride, him and John were yelling at each other, being like, no, you said 40, and the guy's like, no, I didn't. I said, the original price. So they kept going back and forth, and that was very scary. Plus the cab guy, well, he's not an official cabbie, but he was driving so fast. It was so scary. But then John was like, no, you said 40. John kept standing his ground, and the guy's like, okay, fine. But then John said, well, I'll give you 10,000 extra won if you go faster. So the guy went even faster. So that was really scary. But we did make it to the hotel. But we were all very scared the whole time. So I have to say, don't use those illegal cabbies. We did make it safe, but it was also very scary. And then he was arguing. Once we actually got into the car with all of our luggage and we're halfway to the place, the guy was arguing to raise the price back up. But John was like, no, you said 40, we're already in the car, I'm not gonna give you more than that. So it was scary. Always purchase your round trip ticket. When you buy a ticket from Seoul to anywhere else, buy your ticket back. Because on Sunday, everybody's heading back to Seoul. Everybody is, and it's crazy busy. And also try not to get there super late, because at midnight, we were the last train, so that's why there was so many people. It was more people than Disney. I can't even explain how, it was crushing. We were all sardines. There were so many people on that last train, and at the train station too. And the sucky part too, with it being that late, we had no other options. We had to take a cab. The buses were closed, the subway was closed. 그대는 나를 보며 설레나요? 한 번쯤 Guys, we are at the Seoul Tower. It's really, really cool. There's love locks like pretty much everywhere. This is like couple locks. But let me show you this view.
Boom goes my heart just breaking. Boom goes my baby, no mistaking. Boom goes my heart just breaking. Boom goes my baby.